Hi everyone and a warm welcome back to the April monthly WARNO tournament from SD League. Today we have a couple of games with H3r3tic and Leonidas. I'm not sure I've cast either of these guys before, so this will be interesting for me as well because they'll be doing stuff that I'm not expecting. You get used to certain players playing a particular way when you cast them a lot, so it's always fun to cast new people. So H3r3tic is over on the right in blue playing as the 3rd Armoured, and over on the left in red we have Leonidas playing as the 39th Infantry. I'm seeing a few chopper infantry out for H3r3tic. Obviously he doesn't get any forward deployment troops, neither does the 39th, but I see a lot more recon infantry pushing out in vehicles. Those aero rifles are getting to Bravo pretty quickly though. There's an Mi-24K there and an Su-25 coming in, going for these choppers. It's a good shout. It doesn't get any kills though. As usual for this map, H3r3tic claiming Bravo and Leonidas claiming Alpha. No shock there. Command finally arriving down here, a Bradley command no less. And a command up there, a second command in for this point. It doesn't look like there is a second command in currently for H3r3tic. He has gone for some slightly more expensive units like an M1A1 straight off the bat. Good spread of units here for Leonidas, pushing out a little bit just to see what's coming. Got to SPG-9 forces there as well. Military police being engaged here on the road. I was going to say SPG-9 should get that kill. Su-25 AT coming in here, going for that chopper. He's going to be engaged by the Stinger though. We'll get out without any damage. Bradley is on the move up to that top point now. Good amount of units here for Leonidas pushing into this point. Bravo though. He's got some BMP infantry there. Su-25 is still in. Oh, he's going for the CEV. He has lost sight on it. The Radvedka Sapri weren't quite far enough up. SPG-9 is engaging on it. Surely the Su-25 is coming back around. It is indeed. It's firing. Does not get the kill, and it still has missiles though. Should be able to get another shot off if it's visible. The SPG-9 is firing at it. I think he's retreating it out though now, due to it taking a shot from the Stinger. Probably wise. Blackhawks now moving out. Aero rifles moving up here, but there's quite a nice force there for Leonidas. Scouts coming in choppers down here. H3r3tic relying on chopper infantry quite a lot. Not something we see too often for 3rd Armoured, but it's not a terrible idea. It does mean he can get forces up very quickly to the front lines. Another UAZ SPG-9 has been destroyed there. Scouts currently engaging it. Our rifles are arriving, but Leonidas is pushing it with these Motorstrelky BMP. And the BMP2s, they can fire in there, and T62 there can fire to the edge of these buildings. So it does mean if H3r3tic starts firing out, there's a chance of fire support. I do see the BMP2s moving up as well. A few more reinforcements coming in there. Lots of use of the UAZ SPG-9s from Leonidas in this game. Surprised we haven't seen an attempt to move that command up as yet, as with H3r3tic's command still being on the way over here, certainly room for a command from Leonidas to go in that point. Not a huge amount of stuff down here. Those scouts being the biggest threat, but they don't have any anti-tank. And there's a T80 BV coming in here. Conkers as well. A T80 BV will make short work of the CEV. There is an anti-air chopper coming in there. Bit of skirmishing in the town up here in Bravo now, though, as Leonidas is pushing in. Not quite keeping the BMPs close enough to the Motorstrelky to give them their bonuses all the time. These ones are getting closer though. That one's in range. That one's not in range. Good fire support here against those military police. Blackhawks coming in here. Now, Blackhawks do have machine guns on their doors, but they're not really very combat effective, so I'm not sure why they've come back in and landed. Blackhawks flying away over this way as well. I think they're being moved in to try and engage the infantry in the buildings, but obviously they're taking a lot of fire from the autocannons and the machine guns. Strela is also moved in now. A little bit of movement here from H3r3tic, just pushing up those scouts. Not a huge amount of stuff down here. There is an M1A1 at the back there. There's another Recon Bradley all the way back here. A10 coming in for some strafing runs on the buildings. Pretty effective. Does take a hit from the Stinger, though. There we go. Command is in for Leonidas. He has moved that command up. And the command has been pulled out for H3r3tic. Leonidas looking in a good position right now. +4. Has a strong force up here. Not a hugely big defensive force down here. He does have the T80BV. Not a huge amount in this side of the town. The Conkers can shoot that way at vehicles coming down the road, but would be useless against anything coming through the forest around this way. Thunderbolt coming in here. Going for those vehicles. No, strafing run on the Sapri, taking multiple hits from those Cubs in the middle. Dodges the other two shots, though. Command is back in for H3r3tic, but Leonidas in good control of most of this point, though he is starting to lose units. Sapri here badly damaged, getting engaged by those Blackhawks. Yeah, quite a bit of damage going in on these infantry now. They need an urgent repair. Mech rifles coming in there. Very good infantry. Very big squads. Leonidas doing a really good job here. Has most of the map control. Has managed to push out to here as well and is controlling this area. Not making any effort to push the bottom, just concentrating on keeping control of the top here. Another T62 coming in there. Supply in for these infantry. They're taking a lot of fire though. There's one of the M1A1 Abrams. Engaging on the infantry in these buildings. It's got a good line of sight into those buildings, doesn't it? I mean, look at its positioning there. It doesn't look like it could hit that building, but it is hitting that building. Sometimes line of sight tool doesn't work quite right. It's very difficult. Yeah, for me, the line of sight tool was definitely not showing they could fire at that building. Leonidas had to pull back a little bit here due to the amount of damage that he's taking and the fact that that Abrams was there. Mi-24 VP pulling in now to try and assist with that, I think. There is still a Stinger at the back here. T80BV there, taking shots at the Bradley, missing multiple times though. Gets the kill that time though. Control back to Leonidas, down at the bottom. Not a lot of movement. These scouts sort of pushing up now. Very much a dead CEV there by the looks of it. T80 firing across at these scouts. 3 squads of scouts, or 2 squads of scouts aren't going to get in there, unfortunately. Bradley command vehicle coming in here, just being charged into the point. Now, admittedly, that probably won't get past the Conkers. No, it won't get past the Conkers. I imagined it might get in there and not be seen by... I don't think it will be seen by those guys. The Igla can't really do any damage to it. The Grenzers don't have any anti-tank, so it will be up to the Conkers to kill this. There's every chance they will. Mech rifles and stuff have made it in up here, but again, there's just an overwhelming force there from Leonidas. He might have a fairly early win in this game. Cobra coming in here. Igler engaging on the Cobra. Misses. There's a Strela in there as well. And another Igler. Good hit. Struggling now. And that is one very dead command, Bradley. As expected, the Conkers got the kill. More UAC SPG-9s coming in for Leonidas there. He's really liking those, and there's the surrender. Commiserations, H3r3tic. That was a hard one. Leonidas really pushed the top quite hard and didn't have as much as a lot of people do at the bottom, to be fair. There wasn't quite as much defending as some people would bring in. He really pushed the top quite hard early on with a couple of infantry groups and things. But well played. A little bit of a difference of kills to losses. Let's have a quick look at the kills and losses. I'm curious how the SPG-9s did, since he bought so many of them. And honestly, that was the only one that got any kills. It killed 2 sets of infantry. Otherwise, they didn't kill anything. On the other side, CEV did quite well. Killed 2 of the SPG-9s, funnily enough. And a squad of infantry. I think we'll skip MVP there. There wasn't anything that really stood out. Let's head straight into game number 2. Welcome back to game number 2 with H3r3tic and Leonidas. H3r3tic is over on the left in blue, playing as the 8th Infantry, and over on the right in red we have Leonidas playing as the 79th Tank Division. Early Su-25 anti-tank in there, I assume for dealing with any early choppers. Lots of Spetsnaz and Razvedka here. Obviously neither player with any forward deployment troops, but plenty of scouts moving into position. Good use of some recon Bradleys here for H3r3tic. They are pretty useful on this map because there are some nice open areas where they can really get into position to fire their TOW launchers. Su-25 taking fire from an Eyehawk at the back there. TOW 2 getting a nice position in that building. Great place for a TOW launcher of any kind. Conker's coming in here for Leonidas. T-80 BVK command tank coming in, an expensive early purchase. Has capped that, will be capping the bottom. And then I assume will be also capping the top. A couple of squads of fire teams coming in here, just deploying to defend this point. Now, as we saw in the previous game, Leonidas quite an aggressive player. H3r3tic a little bit more defensive perhaps, so it'll be interesting to see how this pans out, as this map favours pushing certain areas, usually the bottom quite often here. Sometimes you get someone pushing around the top, as Leonidas looks to possibly be doing now. Very rarely do we get a push in this area, purely because it's quite open terrain, and obviously the person could respond from the bottom at either side. Su-25 still in, has fired a lot of his missiles off. Fortunately, that Bradley not in position to hit these tanks, though the tanks would be able to fire back as they're sort of seeing down the edge of the hill there. Good push here once again from Leonidas early on. Large force all concentrated in this area, including chopper support. There is pivads and stuff back here, but they're not quite far enough forward to be engaging on these units. Well, the Strela's coming in here. There's that T-80 BVK now taking the center point. Leonidas already with a little bit of an advantage in points. Laser Guided Bottle coming in here. This could do a lot of damage. Going in against the infantry in the building. Does get the kill. Falcon coming in to take out the aircraft. Yes, the chopper is down. MiG-31 is in as well, though. Fighting Falcon taking fire. Will turn and engage that MiG-31 again. Does not get the kill. And the MiG-31 will be out of there. A couple of Cubs coming in now for Leonidas in response to all those aircraft. Leonidas gaining good control of this area early on. M1 Abrams here from H3r3tic should be able to put down some good covering fire against these units. Nice shot. I was going to say, should absolutely mince that T-62. Tortu also in position to engage now. And that's forced Leonidas to rethink this and is retreating. Abrams is a scary tank. Now, there's a single Razvedka here for Leonidas covering the bottom. And I mean, this is something that comes with experience, and I couldn't guess it off the top of my head. It's just the advantage of being able to see the whole map is the players who are very experienced will be able to calculate roughly the cost of everything that's appeared up here. And then be able to translate that into the fact that there can't be anything at the bottom of the map then. And that's what you'll sometimes see, I think, people like Lathan's doing, is they'll be working out in their heads how much roughly things cost to know that there's going to be nothing at the other end of the map. And obviously a lot of money went into this. A lot of infantry early on, a couple of tanks. And obviously, if he'd seen the T-80 BVK, which is a very expensive tank, 265 points right off the bat, that means there's going to be a lack of infantry somewhere. Tortu getting a shot off at that T-80 by the looks of it, though loses eyes on. Unfortunately, that Bradley is at the edge of there, but can't actually see anything because it is down a hill. Now, I'm not sure how new H3r3tic is. I'm not sure if he knows that that can't see over the hill or not. Abrams there taking fire. Laser Guided Bomber coming in again. Good use of the Laser Guided Bomber here. Don't think it actually dropped its bombs that time. Abrams taking fire from a T-80 BV now. That's a little bit more equal. And I think, to be fair, the T-80 BV, because of its fire rate, probably wins that fight. Yeah. And the BV, 17 front armor to the standard Abrams, which is routed, so I can't click on it. But I don't believe it. Oh, there's one to click on. Only 17. 15 front armor, 17 pen. And this has 18 pen, so BV, the better tank, and obviously a much higher fire rate. T-80U coming in for Leonidas as well. That is a beast, and that will cause issues at the top of the map there. Down here, H3r3tic obviously has plenty of units down here, but not a very aggressive player, as we discussed at this point, so isn't making a push on this point. And it's allowing Leonidas to focus on bringing in lots of reinforcements at the top. He is starting to bring in units down at the bottom now, though, I notice. Look at this. Now, I don't know if that's a defensive force or if he's going to try and push the bottom as well. Thunderbolt anti-tank coming in. Set to attack ground there. Going for the Mi-24, but is being hit by the Cubs. We'll have a lucky escape there. Cubs got some good hits on that. M1 Abrams still routed. Look at it. Just running away. Things do seem to be routed for a long time in the recent patches. Conker's here getting some quick kills on these Abrams, unfortunately. I believe that was an Abrams that died there. Yes, indeed. It even says up here. The other one is intact but is damaged. H3r3tic pushing these units up to the front of this area. Bradley being moved up now into a better position. And an Abrams being called in down here. H3r3tic perhaps going to be a little bit more aggressive at the bottom. He does have a mortar in at the back there as well. Abrams on the move down here. Su-25 AT coming in, going for the Cobra, taking fire from the I-Hawk and the Chaparral though. Good kill. T-80 BVK is going to annihilate that poor Abrams. Conkers is actually out of missiles. That's why it hasn't been firing. I did wonder what was going on there. Sapri RPO and a Mostrelki being dropped off down here, and they are pushing up. Leonidas is going to do a push here. H3r3tic maneuvering his units. Will be up against quite a lot of fire support from the Sapri there. There are also some tanks coming in down here, so definite that Leonidas was considering doing a push. But they will be effective for defense as well. These units on a standard move rather than a fast move or an unload move. So they're actually a bit at risk here from that Mostrelki and its anti-tank. Is smoke going down perhaps? That is smoke going down. He needs to deploy those infantry. Mostrelki now in range. He has deployed the infantry though. As long as he can kill the Mostrelki so it doesn't kill all of the dragons. Those things do have heavy machine guns, so they pose a threat to the Sapri RPO. But he needs to take out the Mostrelki. Certainly caused a distraction from Leonidas as he stopped pushing the top now. He's moving a chopper down to respond. Su-25 rocket coming in. And an artillery piece here. What is that firing at? Something in the center. Oh, he's firing at the I-Hawk. He's firing at the I-Hawk. Su-25 rocket coming in. Attacking this building. Pulling his own infantry out. It doesn't fire. It lost its targeting. Sapri RPO, not in range to fire that RPO rocket launcher apparently. Coming back in though, the Fighting Falcon is engaging on it now. Fighting Falcon gets some good hits but is killed. And the MiG-31 gets the kill there I think. MiG-31 taking fire from Chaparral. And the I-Hawk. Leonidas does get out with both his jets intact. Cobra here will be very useful against these infantry and these tanks potentially. Mi-24 there. We'll be relying on Concons and air to ground, so it will be useful against infantry and the tanks. Neither player with any anti-air here. Command being moved up by H3r3tic. T-80 BV being moved in here. Su-25 rocket coming in again. And an OSA coming in. So there will be some air defense at this side to deal with those Cobras. All the while I'm noticing a couple of units. That T-80U and T-80 BV moving up here. Leonidas now going to do a push by the looks of it. Vehicles being taken out here to allow the Sapri RPO to actually fire their RPO launchers at these infantry in the buildings. Stinger being called in and a Chaparral there. H3r3tic rocket coming in, going for the Cobra. BV here in a nice position, managing to dodge the TOW 2. Well, it wouldn't matter anyway. The TOW 2 is actually out of missiles. Conker's here firing down at these units from the side. Getting a hit on that chopper maybe. No, misses because the chopper's landed. Could get a hit on that Osa though. Oh, chopper firing from the ground. May get a hit on this Osa. I'm curious if it does. It's missing a lot. I kind of just want to see this Cobra hit that Osa. Does not, but the fire team might kill it. Fire team does get the kill. Cobra now firing his rockets at that tank. He's dead. And then Mi-24 firing in here. Getting plenty of kills along with the tanks there. Once again, Leonidas taking that map control. Certainly controlling the center of the map now. MiG-31 in. Trying to get shots off on that Thunderbolt. Does get a shot off on it. Lots of fire going in that MiG-31. It does die. I was going to say, if that survived that, it was very lucky. Leonidas in good control of the center now. +3 currently to Leonidas. H3r3tic got a good push going on here, though. He just needs to keep up the momentum. There are a lot more tanks and infantry being called in, though. Artillery piece firing on the command that was here, but it's already dead, unfortunately. Engineers here need to just be right on top of their target to throw those satchels. Not quite there yet, apparently. That one should be, if it stopped moving. This should be within range, should be throwing those satchels. They do have to be stood still to throw them, though. There we go. Finally. Some flash moving in as well, but unfortunately they're under a lot of fire from all of these vehicles. Flashing no good against all of that. T-80BV pushing up here will pose a big threat to that Abrams. The Bradley can't see it because of the smoke. Oh, that Abrams is in trouble. It's actually bailed out. Bradley could get a side shot on this tank, though. It does not. The tank turns just in time. Wow. Second hit. No, misses. Does fire again, though. Can it get a hit? Beautiful. Nice hit for the Bradley there in a good position. Managing to provide some fire support as well. Artillery coming in on that tank. Unfortunately, it can't move. AT4 here going in against the BTR-80s. Unfortunately, there are just simply too many of them for one squad to deal with. Remains +3 currently to Leonidas. He's got a good control of the center here. Plenty of anti-air in. He's moved up his Conkers, which don't have the best line of sight because I can't see this road in the middle, but you can certainly see up at the top. Do notice plenty of reinforcements coming in at the bottom for H3r3tic, but this is going to be a difficult one for him to push back again, I think. At the moment, it just feels like Leonidas has a lot of ground, has managed to kill a lot of H3r3tic's units. Bradley engaging on the BMP-2 here, does get the win. Bradley a little bit worse for wear, however. Thunderbolt coming in at the top here. Going for that T-80U, that would be a nice kill if he can get it. A very nice kill. It smoked itself. It's still visible, I think, though. It was not still visible. Oh, that is very unlucky. Rare an A10 goes down quite that easily. That's quite painful. MiG-23 does go down as well, though. Leonidas, good push going at this bottom point now. Fortunately, I think H3r3tic did lose his little commander in all of that. No command currently. There is one on the way, though, there for Leonidas to take that bottom point. 21 minutes left of this game. I think H3r3tic could be in trouble if he doesn't manage to do some serious pushing at this bottom area. There's a load of T-62s coming in. I mean, he does have the Abrams here and another one coming in there, but he needs them in a good position to take out these tanks. He's pushing it up now, but unfortunately he's going to be side on to all these Motorstrelki. Motorstrelki will start firing at it. And they're busy firing at that. They can't quite see the tank at the moment. Tank is in a good position. Until those Motorstrelki push up further. 2 M1A1 Abrams here. He needs to get those in the thick of it. Take out these 2 tanks, and then these 2 tanks will provide great fire support against all this infantry. Good fire support from the center from Leonidas as well. H3rtic's holding here. Getting his tanks in a slightly better position and such. Managing to kill a lot of the infantry. There is a random Motorstrelki squad running around here. I don't know if H3rtic spotted that. Su-25 rocket coming in, going for the tank at the back. Unfortunately, that Abrams is going to come up against a lot of stuff from the middle. Does get another good kill. Managing to clear out these BMP-2s. Abrams getting some good hits on these Motorstrelki, but Motorstrelki now in range to get fire back. Reasonable anti-tank. Oh, no, no, no! There's a side shot. This tank's in trouble. This one is also going to be in trouble. Is he reversing into those units? I think he's still going forwards, but... Oh! H3r3tic rocket finishes off the tanks in the bottom there. This Abrams up here. Not a good position. Going to be between multiple Motorstrelki units. And there's a surrender. Good game again, guys. Well played to Leonidas, and commiserations to H3rtic. Now, please correct me if I'm wrong, and I don't mean this in any way offensively, but I suspect, dear viewers, H3rtic is a slightly newer player than Leonidas just from the choices he was making with certain units. Now, the reality is the tournament is a great place to learn, because not only do people you generally play against give you advice and stuff, other members who play tournaments and things are quite keen to teach as well, like Lathans. And also you can, you know, see people cast your games, especially when you get people like Lathans cast your game. And yes, he can be a bit brutal about it, but you will learn a lot from him casting your games. Thanks for watching, everyone. Please do like, share, subscribe, and I'll see you all soon for some more WARNO.